after the game?
It's our mentality. What's next mentality? I mean, we got guys in this organization that are very good, athletes, running backs, ball carriers, and we can be creative and get those guys in situations where they can be productive.
How might this situation force your hand at doing some more creative things? And just knowing that, or do you feel like you have to do whatever you can not to have playmakers on the sideline when you have some playmakers who are hurt?
Yeah, no doubt about it. We can't have, we got to get our best players on the field, which is an old adage. Any coach is going to say that, but we really got to be mindful of who's, personnel groupings and getting the right guys in the right places in order to, have some production in the run game. But again, we got guys, we got a what's next mentality. They're going to go out there, not really going to change that much and let them go.
How did Jeff look today?
Today was his most active day. He probably got, 55% of the reps. And so he's out there moving around. I made him keep the ball early on. We do a little team compete period, and I called some stuff where he had to keep the ball and run, and he did a nice job with that. So he's progressing at the rate that we thought he would. And the whole group is just, they're working and preparing for Louisiana Tech, having a good week so far.
What have you seen from Anthony and Emmett that can prepare them for this?
Well, today was the first time that they got called up to the older group, and it was, I think that was probably a lot of fun for them just to be, in those huddles. They both have their certain skill set that they can do things. They're both talented, and I'm excited to see what they can do. Other than that, I really don't. We're going to handle the ball and ask them to protect and ask them to take care of the ball, and we'll see what happens on Saturday.
How much when you're weighing this quarterback situation, how much does this week's practice factor in versus what they've done in the past?
I'm sure Coach would say the same thing. It's a day-to-day deal for us. Like just go out and compete, see who's going to give us the best chance to win on Saturdays. So Jeff's healing up and getting back to stride. But Heinrich's having a good week coming off the last game. So we're just taking it day by day and see what happens.
When you look at the quarterback position, how do you ever feel about a dual quarterback system? Do you believe in that? Would you ever try it? Why or why not?
No, I think if you, this is coach talk. If you have two, you don't have one. So, you want to have one, but you also want to have the ability to put like we said earlier, to put your playmakers out there. So there's going to be certain times that, both quarterbacks aren't playing, then, they're going to have times in the game where they're going to be asked to go out there and help us move the ball because they're both too good of athletes to be standing over there with me.
I know you're looking ahead, but if we didn't talk to you after the game, how would you evaluate Heinrich's first start? And just when you watched it back on film, what did you like or what did you see? I
thought he had unbelievable energy. I thought, he had great tempo in and out of the huddle. He had great tempo when we were going no huddle. I think he ran with reckless abandonment. I think that he was, highly competitive. He took care of the ball. He got, they kind of closed in on him on that one fumble. But he did a nice job as many times as he carried the ball, protecting the football. And I thought he, for his first time out there, again, that's a big deal. That's a Nebraska kid getting to start in Memorial Stadium. I can't imagine what that felt like for him. So he handled it well, and he had a really good game.
Where do you come down on the slide conversation? What you came up with Jeff, and then people are saying maybe Heinrich should slide something. Where do you come down on that?
He's got to take care of his body, for sure. But that's just kind of who Heinrich is. It's just how he plays. I don't think many people told Eric Crouch to slide, or Scott Frost to slide, or Tommy Frazier to slide. It's just a mentality of how that kid plays.
Did he prove anything to you on Saturday, Heinrich?
We've seen that. We've seen him do things like that since the spring. That was the good part of us making quarterbacks live in the spring. He was able to show us what he could do. I was really proud of him. I hate to hear him talk about he's not a prototypical quarterback, because he is. He can throw the football. He's got a really good brain. He works really hard at it. And so I think he's really a damn good quarterback. And I'm excited to see how he develops, moving forward.
Just getting him reps and development, because obviously he had the tools, but until this year, he really never got the reps or development.
We say it all the time, without hope, there can be no development. And I think with the new coaching staff, he got hope. And I think from the first day we arrived, we just looked at him as he's a really super talented, athletic, big kid. And, there was no baggage or anything, not that he had any, that, when we came in. So he had a brand new, clean slate. And from that moment on, he's been, highly competitive, done a really nice job at everything he does. So I think just, having a chance to show what he could do was the biggest part.
anticipate him throwing as much as he did, and what did you like and not like in his decision making there?
Yeah, I did, and we've got to throw it more. You know, we told the guys again today, like, you know, we have to throw the football in order to win some of these games that we're going to have to win in the next, you know, the coming months. So, you know, there's an emphasis to improve our passing game, and I have faith in Jeff and in Heinrich and in Chubba. I mean, if we had 2 minutes today and they said Chubba's going out there to do 2 minutes, I wouldn't flinch. I wouldn't bat an eye. So, it's a good problem to have 3 guys that have started football games at this level and control the football and manage the offense like they can.
Some of the backup receivers coming along in their development so that you can play them a little bit more.
Had a great day today. Malachi and Jalen challenged them just to get out there and be tough and be competitive. And, you know, that was an emphasis for them. You could tell just, you know, Malachi's out there. You know, he was going so hard. I think he threw up one time out there. He was playing so hard. And he, you know, I was like, get out, you know, go get some. And he wouldn't even come out. It was just a mindset. He was basically trying to say, Sat, I'm tough. I'm ready to go do this thing.
Donnie had a great game against Northern Illinois, great last quarter against Colorado. How have you seen him grow since the end of fall camp into, you know, these first couple weeks of the season?
I think just the confidence, you know, I mean, go through what he went through when he first got here with the injuries, and then just to get back out there and get to play in games. Like, you know, he's finally getting to play in games. He's finally getting the ball coming to him. He's finally getting to make plays. Shows the athlete that he is. So I think he's every game, every play, every rep, he's just going to continue to improve. But he's a unique player, just how big he is and how fast he is, and, you know, his ball skills. So, you know, we got to make sure that the ball's going to him and getting, you know, he's getting his touches each game for us to be productive on offense.
What's the biggest misconception that fans or even us would have about how easy it is to get on the field as a receiver, especially as a freshman? Like, I think there's an impression that it shouldn't be that hard, but it seems like it's much harder than we think it is.
Yes and no. I mean, if you go out there and you know exactly what to do and you get lined up and coaches aren't having to get you lined up and you're tough and you're competitive, you can get off the line of scrimmage versus press coverage and you can block on the perimeter, then you got a chance to go out there and play. But until you do that, it's not, you know, it's not church league. You don't get to just go out there because you want to.
What do you know, or what do you think you know about the guys behind Anthony? You talked a little bit about Emmett, but, you know, conceivably you'll need more than 2 backs the rest of the way to get through this thing in the Big Ten.
I mean, Ives is out there. You know, he's getting some reps with the boys today. That dude's super explosive. You know, he's a baby, but you know, I think he's got some ability, athletic ability. So I mean, I think we got, you know, 3 or 4 guys that, you know, Lubick went out there last play of the game and got 12 or 14-yard run. So, you know, they come in all shapes and sizes, and until you get your chance, you really don't know, you know, what they're going to do.
Is Ives out of place physically? You know, I know he's listed at 185. I don't know if he's gained some size since he's been in the program, but where's he at physically to be able to hold up and play right now?
Yeah, he's put on a little weight since that 185, and I think, you know, he physically would be able to withstand, you know, playing at this level. And, you know, it's just the mental reps of making sure that when he goes in there, you know, running back, you go in there and you don't know a protection, somebody can get killed. So got to make sure he knows exactly what to do. And I think there will be a time this year where he's going to have to go out there and do some things for us.
What are your impressions of Louisiana Tech's defense? What do they do, and what kind of challenge do you face on Saturday?
Very sound defense. You know, the strength. Like, I don't know if y'all got down on the field and saw Northern Illinois. That's a dang good football team. Like, they played really hard and they were very impressive physically. It's a great football team we beat. Louisiana Tech's the same way. I think their front seven's really the best part, most productive part of their defense. I think those, you know, they have 2 linebackers that have played a lot of football. I can't remember names, but 6 and 3 are all over the place. 11 and 1 playing corner. Like, they got a sound defense, and they're super athletic, and they've all played a lot of football. They're physical. They attack the ball. They try to knock the ball out and create turnovers, which obviously that's something that, you know, taboo with us right now. We've got to make sure we're taking care of the football. So, you know, they present a definite challenge for sure. All right, see you guys.